Today's day that the Lord has made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. Amen, amen. Today's a new day, great day, grand day. And I'm back in this new year. Hey, welcome to 2025 and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing really well. I'm so excited about this video. This video here is going to be jam-packed with a lot of information. What happened in this last month and a half since I've actually sat down and posted a video. I'm going to be talking about me transforming my life in 6 months, my whole plan, my goals, and just the whole vision in what I'm doing. This whole new series is still in continue of the Simply Becoming Her that I was talking about last year. Highly recommend for you to watch those videos. Everything I'm talking about will be in the description box, as far as the timestamps, as far as especially 3 videos that one video I go in, I talk a lot about what I've been going through. If you haven't watched me in a while and you want to know what's kind of going on in my life, watch that video. And a lot of things that I'm going to be talking about reference into a little bit of that, please watch that video. I talk a lot, and I'm going to try my best. I even have my iPad here to help me to actually stay on topic and not ramble too much. So I'm going to do my best to stay on topic. But I am so excited you guys are here. So make sure you guys subscribe, do all that good stuff. But let's get into the video. Well, as you guys know, I have not posted in about a month and a half. And in the last videos was really talking about how I have been really struggling with a lot of my emotions, a lot of grief, a lot of heartache, depression for sure, and it was just really heavy for me. If you guys don't know, the father of my 4 children passed away, and that was just a very horrible relationship. And I talk more about it in those videos, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. But let's just say my mental state all last year had been really heavy. Just being a single mom of 5, dealing with my own issues and just dealing with life, okay? And thinking one thing was going to go one way, things go a totally different way, and trying to pick up the pieces of my life and really trying to figure out what is my next and what's going on, you know? And I thank God for my faith. I thank God for God. And I thank God for therapy, which I have been in for the year and a half, almost 2 years now. Is it 2 years? I don't know. I know it's been at least a year for sure. And to kind of help me, but really help me through this last 4 months of me really down and out. And y'all, when I tell you down and out, it has hit my physical health. It has hit my home. It has hit a lot of things. And so I had to take that month. I really just had to stop in my tracks and just kind of get myself back centered on what is God calling me to do? What is it that He's teaching me in this season? What is it that I'm learning? And then I'll also give myself the grace to process everything, because I normally don't, but this time I did. But as you guys know, last video I was talking about the Simply Becoming Her, which has been very heavy on me transforming and becoming what God has called me to be. But recently I felt a kind of a pressure of more of, let's put an end date to it. I recently watched there was a lot of videos about 6 months transform your life, 6 months transform your life. But there's one video in particular, if I find that video, I will put it in the description box. Her video was very inspirational because she just seems so relatable. And that for me is what I love about YouTube. You can find anybody, and there's a lot of relatable, just people, everyday people. And she looked like she was either in college, fresh out of college, kind of a student. She was just talking about how she wanted to transform her life. But I just liked how she just started where she was at. Her apartment looked like an everyday type of girl apartment, and it was just really cool how she's still documenting, and she's still on the series, on that journey as well. So I decided I want that too. And as I was doing my research and looking and seeing, hey, is there anybody that kind of looked like me? I know I see single moms and moms out here getting it done, people getting it done. But I kind of wanted to do something like that, but from my perspective, because when I watch other people, their goals are a little bit different than my goals, because majority of them do not have children, or they have a husband. Just things are a little bit different. So for me, I wanted to try this, but I wanted to do it from a single mom's perspective of transforming. What would it be like? gave it my all for the next 6 months. I am going to share with you the goals that I have, my strategy, just the whole thing of how I'm going to transform my life in 6 months, what I'm doing, what I've did a da da do da 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 d. All of that is going to be here. And like I mentioned, definitely check in the description box if you want to skip ahead. Well, the big reason why I want to do this video is, of course, is for my kids. I want to show my kids, and I've showed them before, that even when you fall on hard times, even when you make a mistake or you struggle or whatever, pick a reason, pick off a plethora of reasons of why you're at what you're at and you're not happy about it, that you can always get back up and you can always change. You have the power in you to turn things around if you want to, if you desire to. And that's a huge thing for me, to keep the faith, to keep getting back up again. And sometimes it is hard, especially if you have some heavy hitters slap you in the face. Especially if you have some things that you never thought in a million years would happen. And then it happens again. And then you're like, oh my God. And in this past month and a half, especially I had a moment with the Lord and I was just crying out and I was really frustrated with just, why is this happening? What is wrong with me? Why can't I get it right? You know, I'm having one of those kind of like heart to hearts with Lord, like, what is it that I keep missing? I'm reading my word. I'm fast. I'm like, Lord, what's wrong with me? Like, help me, Lord. Like, I'm just crying out, Lord, help me, right? And I love the relationship with God, that you can have those moments of just crying out and he hears it. I know he grabs all those tears, you know what I'm saying? And so after I had that, soon after, the Lord was really telling me about perspective. Like, Sabrina, you got to change that perspective. A lot of the reasons why, things that get you up, things that get you caught up, is perspective is literally everything. And I'm going to I have to read my notes, y'all, because, sorry. So it says, because when you have the wrong perspective, unhealed trauma, unforgiveness, all of those things are like lenses. And they literally cloud your vision and can cloud the way God has called you to see things. That's why it's so important to forgive. That's why it's so important to take that time to heal. There's a quote my grandmother always says, my 102 grandmother, and she still says that. Still says it to this day. You got to get your mind right. She will always tell me, I got to get my mind right. Like when she's going through something. And she's 102, and she's right. Perspective, you got to get this right. You have to make sure that you are focused on what God has called you to focus on, that you are looking and seeing yourself in the way that God has called you to see yourself. Because when you have the right perspective, you're able to see the God vision that God has for you. So what if the Lord's telling you to go back to school, but you have the wrong perspective? You're like, I messed up so many times and I don't have enough this. And you just go down all this list of what you're looking at perspective of what you don't have, but you're not looking at what God has for you and what he has said. So if he has said it, then that means he's going to pull you through. Then after he told me about perspective, he was telling me about strategy, how a lot of my strategy has been a big reason why I have not been able to be successful. And I need to look at how I may have the right perspective, but the wrong strategy, may have a strategy, the wrong perspective. I'm focusing on the wrong way. You know, I'm not focusing on what I'm supposed to be focusing on. So, and for me, I do better with smaller goals that leads me towards the big goal, you know? So how do you change your perspective, right? Number one, prayer is the biggest thing. Prayer changes things. That is where the transformation. When in my prayer, I'm always asking God for guidance and clarity of where I'm calling. And sometimes you may not have all the clarity and you may not have all the exact thing, but one thing you do always need to have is the faith. And what is faith? Is substance of things, substance of things hoped for, evidence unseen. So knowing that you may, like for me, I don't know what it looks like from 6 months from now. I have not a single clue, but I have hope of some things. I have hope that some things are going to be different for me. So therefore, I'm using faith in this transition that in the 6 months that I am going to see a different Sabrina. 2, affirmations. I'm very big in reading the word of God, saying, repeating the things that God has said about me in the word, telling myself who I am, reminding myself of who I am, reminding myself of what God has called me to do. And sometimes it is hard, especially on your bad days and your failures or your mistakes, or on whatever day, you pick a day to tell you guys stuff. But that is very important to helping you keep the right perspective. For example, even doing this video, I have been really frustrated in this I've been actually trying to record this video for the longest, but everything, the technical issues and just a whole bunch of things have been hindering me from me recording this very here video, y'all, to the point where I'm like, I'm just not gonna be successful. It's just, maybe it's not meant for me to post. I was ready to like really give up, but I was like, no, Sabrina, perspective. If God's called you to do it, then that means you are going to get it done. That means you just make it away. Just work with what you have to work. Because I had envisioned how I want my setup to be. I want the background to look all pretty. I didn't want the kids to be at home. But you probably hear my baby down probably in the background yelling at her siblings. You probably going to hear a kid bust in the door in probably 2.2 seconds. It's going to be a hot mess because you know what? That's what my life is. I have accepted it. But you know what? I'm going to have my faith. I'm going to remember. I'm going to change my perspective. And I'm going to keep it pushing. Okay? Next, another thing to help with your perspective is a vision board. Some years I do vision boards. Some years I don't. I do my vision boards as God leads me to do vision boards. And if God calls you to do a vision board this year, I highly recommend that you do. And this recent year, I have did one. It was really fun to put together. And on top of having my vision board, I print it out. I have it on my phone. I have it everywhere so that I can literally see what it is that I'm praying for. And 3 of my favorite scriptures that I'm using right now, and those 2 that help me with perspective and having the right perspective, is number 1, Philippians 4:13. I can do all things in Christ who strengthens me. Proverbs 3:5. Lean not on thy own understanding. And Luke 45. Blessed is she who believed. So those are the 3 that I'm really holding on to and really focusing on. And I have to leave you with one of these. I don't know where I got this quote from, but it's one of my favorite quotes right now. And it is, if you keep looking back, you'll repeat history. If you look to the sides, you will walk in circles. But if you look forward, that's where you'll go. And that right there is so blessing me so much right now, especially when you're dealing with grief and dealing with disappointment, you keep thinking so you're looking back at what has happened. You're focusing on what's happened, right? And then when you're walking forward and you see so-and-so is getting that job promotion that you want, so-and-so is doing this and traveling, and so you're like, what's going on? And then you end up what? You look to the side, what you're doing. You're going to go in circles. But if you look forward, you look at exactly what God has called you to do. You look at the one who's done it all, who's paved the way. That is where you're going to go exactly in the direction what God has for you. Because what is for you. And do know that God has something for you, right? And so for me, that is what I focus on to keep myself from getting caught up. Because, I'm human and that's what happens, okay? And for my strategy, I mentioned that before. I break goals into baby steps. And when I mean baby steps, I break them into 6-month goals. Then I break it into 12-week goals. Then I break it into monthly. But more importantly, I break them into daily goals. All of those baby steps help me to accomplish all what it is that I desire. And then another big thing, I celebrate the small wins. And those celebration of the small wins help me to build confidence, which helps me with the momentum to continue to go. Just to let you know, I just started this challenge where I am vlogging every single day. I'm going to talk more about it in the video, but just for reference right now, how it's helping me is that the fact that for the last 3 or 4 days, every single day I have been walking and doing exactly what I have desired and been wanting to do. And those little things are helping me to push me forward to continue doing the other things that I desire. desiring, the goals and stuff that's called for me to do. So it's the little things. If it's just get up and make your smoothie every day, if that's your goal to be healthy. If it's get up and, organize your room so every day you pick one section of the room and you just get it there. It's not always about these big, huge, crazy, do everything all at once. You'll be surprised that each baby step that you take, especially if you consistently do it for 6 months, will get you so much closer and further than you actually possibly could dream of. Baby steps are very important. All right, y'all. Now let's talk about my goals. I have broken up my goals into 3 sections: financial management, self-care, and home management. And so now I'm going to tell you what each goal is and how I plan on achieving them. We will start with financial management. So one of my goals is to budget and cause y'all, I like to shop. I love shopping, my favorite thing to do. But let's be real, I need to put myself on a budget. And this budgeting is so important, because how can I ask God for increase and I want more money, but I'm not taking care of what I already got, right? So I plan to do a monthly budget, not only a monthly budget, a weekly budget, and just be mindful daily of how much I'm actually spending. Also, in financial management, I want to increase my income. My goal is to increase my income to at least about $10K a month. One of my ways that I plan to increase my income is by posting on YouTube. I have been on YouTube since 2017, off and on, crazy, I post and I don't, and I just been all over the place, right? But and every year I make this a goal, but you know what? I'm going to continue to make it a goal because it's going to happen for me one day, y'all. But I will say, YouTube has helped me to do some things that I never thought I'd be able to do. It's helped me to travel across country with my 4 kids. It's helped me to keep my lights and bills on. It has helped me to buy a car. It has helped me to do a lot of things. So there is money in YouTube, especially if you're consistent, especially if you do it how you're supposed to do it. So I plan on getting back on my YouTube game, and this time being very serious about being consistent and just posting and having a good time. So one of my strategies increasing my money is, like I said, is to post consistently on YouTube, to gain some really good sponsorships and brand deals. I do have one that I'm really excited about to talk to you guys about. This one I'm really excited. It's a company that I have actually been using for some time now, and so when they reached out, I was like, yes. So, but that's what I want. I wanted to collaborate with brands. I'm excited about that. I personally use that, like, you know what I'm saying, like this, like, like Target, you guys know how much I love Target, or something like that, or even Walmart, like stores that I use and I shop a lot, Costco's or whatever, name a brand, like anything. But I really would love Target, y'all. But anyway, I digress. My point is that I would love to collaborate with brands and stores that I love, but also not I love, but they also help pay the bills, y'all, because I need some coin, okay? So that is a big part of how I'm going to do it. Another thing, affiliate marketing. I want to start sharing some of the things that I already use and that help me out on a consistent basis. So if anything that I'm using does help you guys out, then maybe I should get $1.50, 25 cents, whatever they give you for it. Then whatever that can actually help in this, help with my channel and all that. In addition to all of that, so we got brand deals, we have affiliate marketing, consistent posting on YouTube, and the next thing I'm going to talk about is side hustles, starting more side hustles. I've already dabbled in the selling of digital products, and to be honest with you, I have made some sales on it, and it actually really wasn't bad. I just haven't been consistent with it. So that is something, like, I love digital planners. I'm a planner babe at heart, and I love to plan. So maybe stickers and things of that such nature. I have dabbled in digital books and stuff like that. I have did courses before, but that might be something I may come up to pipeline if I find something that God's called me to teach, and then maybe that might be something too. But for now, I really do feel like digital products, especially in the planner section. And another thing I want to explore is selling products as itself. Like, I have a physical product planners that I use personally and that I also sell on Amazon. So, I want to start being more maybe talk more about it. And I'm not a good salesman person, but I guess this is the year. This is 6 months that I'm gonna figure out how to make it work. Okay, so selling my physical products. Another one that I want to do, I have like 2 Cricut machines. I have a iron press. I have a lot of things, so I could literally make, and I'm very crafty. So I don't know exactly what product I want to start selling, but in creating and selling like on Etsy or something like that. But that's what I would like to do as well. So with all those type of sales to kind of help with, you know what I mean, with my planners, a physical product, like dibble dabble in different things. And then in addition to that, I am going to start doing a little bit of more gig work, which I have done before: Instacart, DoorDash, and I've done Uber Eats before. All 3 of those I know are not going to give me 10K a month. I'm not Delulu. Well, not fully. But I will say that they will help supplement me in venturing out into more, because it takes money to make money. So if I need some extra products or need to invest in some things, at least I have some extra money, cash flow coming in, because y'all know I'm a single mama 5, so the money is still very tight here. So I'll have some extra money to invest to make more money. Okay, so that is for financial management. The next one we're going to talk about is self-care. So within self-care, I did break it up to faith, self-care, and health goals. So faith, I want to start attending church consistently. I do go to church, but let's be real, I'll make it there maybe twice a month if I'm lucky, okay? Most time it's bedside manners, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. So I have made it, I want to go to church consistently, and I would also like to get more plugged into church. Have been, y'all, well, not tell you, your girl been down bad. I have struggled with church hurt, I'm not gonna lie, and it has kept me a little apprehensive of really getting myself plugged into church, because it's like, I'm being honest, my thought is like, what if I mess up again, or if I'm struggling with something, the people are there going to judge me, because that is the experience that I've had with being plugged into a church. But it's like, I cannot say that everybody is the same, and I can't, you know what I mean, like I can't put everybody in the same bubble, because there may be, just at the church, there may be really a group of people that are truly genuinely going to accept me, you know what I mean, and love on me in all seasons of Sabrina. And that's what I hope and desire, to find that type of community for me, that I can get plugged in with some like-minded believers, that people that can encourage me, and you know, that's something I do need, that I need, hence why I'm coming on this channel posting videos like this, because as much as you guys say, Sabrina, you motivate me, you encourage me, but it's the same. Like, you guys encourage me. You guys, I'm not gonna cry, but you guys keep me very motivated, accountable, and I love you guys, and I thank you for all your support throughout the years. So, with that being said, I said all that because I just said a whole bunch of stuff, is that I plan to go to church, attend church consistently, get involved in a small group, or get involved with greeting or doing something church related. Another thing, weekly Bible study with the kids. I want to do a Bible study, but I really like to Bible study with the kids, and I really want some type of family rooted, where we come together and talk about the Lord. I want to hear their thoughts. I want them to hear my thoughts. I want to just talk about them. So, and I want to make that a weekly thing, and of course have daily intentional prayer. I love to pray. There's been seasons where I'm on it. I'm praying morning, noon, and night, and I get it, and I got it, and I do it. And then there's some seasons where I'm praying, but it's because my life is so busy. It's like, hey, while we wash the dishes, Lord, while I'm taking a shower. And I believe God meets me where all of these seasons, he'll be on, like, sitting on the toilet. Like, it don't matter, okay, as long as you're talking to him. But the point is, I want to be a little bit more intentional as far as my self-care. I want to make in my self-care, and it's just not my self-care, it's my emotional and my physical self-care. So on a monthly basis, I want to try at least one thing new. I have always been a very adventurous person. I love to try new things, go new places. Like, I just love that. So in the recent years in life, that has kind of like dwindled down, or has been non-existent. I haven't even put it as a priority because I've had people to take care of, or my own mental health was just not, and there was no room for that to be there. And so this year, I'm that girl. I want to be that girl again. And I miss that girl who would try different things. So I don't care if it's bingo. I don't care if it's backgammon. I don't care if it's ice skating. Look, I live in Vegas. There is millions of things that I can try. I can do something new every single day, and it still would not measure up to all the things to do where I live. So I got plenty. I got my hands full. Okay, I can figure out some. I can really have some fun here. So I'm really excited about that. Another one, I want to build confidence in me again, and stand bold, stand tall, all 5'2", 5'3" of me. Okay, stand real tall. Okay, I'm talking about 6 foot. You know what I mean? I want to stand real tall with confidence, and making sure that every day I take the time to actually get dressed, because y'all, I could literally spend all day in my PJs, really, like it, or leggings and a sweatshirt, which is no tea, no shade. But I have decided that, you know what, maybe it's time for you to put some clothes on, girl. So that is something, and maintain my skincare and my health care and my hair. Those two, especially when I go through some things and I'm kind of down and out, those two things go down the window and I'm not taking care of it. So I'm going to make sure I make that a priority. As far as my health goals, I want to lose weight. I'm currently 200 pounds. It's probably the biggest. Last time I was this big, it was probably after Gabby. And I did lose all my weight, and it took some time, but I did. And so I'm back at it again, and my goal is to be 155. That's a good weight for me and the way my body shape is. I know the BMI tells me from my height, I'm supposed to be like 135, 125. If I'm 125, y'all gonna want to call the doctor, because the way my body structure, I don't know if that, they always said it wasn't really meant for like black women, because I don't think that is, because I ain't never gonna be that size and looking healthy, never. So, but don't get me wrong, if you're 5'3", 125, I'm not saying that you're not healthy or you don't look healthy. I'm just saying for my body shape. That's emphasis, because some people be like, no, I'm talking about my body shape. And the way I'm set up and everything, 155 is a really good size, a good weight for me. Another thing I want to work on is getting completely off of blood pressure medication, or at least getting to lower the dosage. I want to get healthy. I want to feel energized again. I just don't feel so energized. I want to eat better, and making sure I take my vitamins daily and supplements daily. And more than importantly, I want to stay consistent in my health journey, making sure I go to all of my medical doctor's appointments and stuff like that, which I do, but just the continuous of it, just making sure I'm overall taking care, eating better, doing all that stuff, exercising and all that. And like I said, I kind of briefly mentioned it before, I am on a challenge right now where I am walking every day, but I'm also vlogging it too. So I'm walking and vlogging it daily, just so I can kind of keep myself accountable. I'm talking to you guys, so those videos are going to be coming soon. And for the next, let's talk about home management. My home has taken a heavy hit in this past year. When I tell you a heavy hit, it's been a lot going on just in everybody in the home. Okay, everybody has been hit by something, you name it, has hit us. And so in the home looks like it's cluttered, and it really needs to get it together. And even for me, not feeling good this past year after having the baby, just struggling with that, I haven't been up on my home maintenance as I normally am, and it's caused me to just kind of get more into a depression, more to like a state. And anyway, I say this all to say, my home is in desperate need of an overview and get it together. And I just want to encourage anybody who is struggling in that, don't feel bad. Because I know things can make you feel all kinds of way. You be so embarrassed, you want nobody to come over, or da-da-da-da-da. But just know this ain't the channel that we judge. We don't judge. Look, when they say we speak, but we don't judge here. So, hey, don't look. It is what it is. But let's talk about home management. Number one on the home management, and actually, like I did with self-care, I did break this up to moving, family goals, meal prep, declutter, organizing, and deep cleaning my home. So let's start with number one, moving. I do live at home with my mom for more reasons than one. If you watch my video about simply becoming her, those 3 videos, especially the first one, it's the telling all, and I talk more about the whole living situation. But briefly, my grandmother does have dementia. My mom is her full-time caregiver, and I am the relief for my mom, because it's just if anybody has ever dealt with a person with dementia, it's a very hard job, especially when it's a family member, when it's your parent, when it's somebody who's really close, that, you know what I mean, it hits a little different. So I have decided to definitely stay here for more reasons than one here, and that one is like my top reason why I'm still why I'm here, and I have not gone anywhere. I'm really not moving too much of anywhere because of my grandmother's situation. And so with that being said, but I do want to move. So even though I'm probably not gonna move within 6 months, but I do want to be financially ready and have my stuff all in order, so when it is time for me to move, I'm ready. Like, I'm ready to go. That's not going to be an issue, because if it happens today, I maybe have a little bit of issue, but God will work things out. But you get what I'm saying. Stay ready, don't get ready. So I do know that moving needs to happen. For me and my children need space, and I don't know exactly where. I have in mind where I want to go, but I'm not going to really share that yet. I'm really waiting for God's direction on that one, but moving is definitely something that I want to do. Number 2, family goals. Now, I love to keep my house, my kids in order, and keep a routine with them. So I'm going to make sure that I want to be very intentional, like I'm always am with my kids, but I want to spend more one-on-one time with them on a weekly basis or a monthly basis, where not only do we have our family outings and meetings, I want to spend individually, where if we're just going to go get a smoothie or get some ice cream or just walk, or they come with me one of my walks, or we just go to the park, or whatever it is, something that we are spending that one-on-one time, that they're getting their needs met too. I also want to make sure that I continue to hold weekly meetings with the kids, which I've been doing. We kind of plug in. I let them know what's coming up ahead. They kind of tell me, and we just kind of have those type of meetings. And those are in addition to the weekly Bible study. So there'll be 2 different meetings a week, one for Bible study and another one for a family meeting. I also want to improve with my listening skills with my kids, because it is really hard to I jump in mommy mode real quick. What? Like, and I have to remind myself sometimes, Sabrina, just listen before you react. It is hard. That's one of my biggest struggles, because I am such a go-getter. I'm a doer. I'm a fixer. I'm a mover. I'm a shaker. I'm not too much of a person. Like, if I say I'm going to do something, do know I'm going to do it. I follow through. I'm not a person to call a bluff. I'm not a person. I say what I mean, and I mean what I say when I say it. When I say what I say, I meant it. And that was what it is. So I'm always going. My kids, sometimes I got to understand that some people need to process. Sometimes you need to kind of sit back for a second and just not. And I talk a lot, as you can see. Like, this video is probably like 2 hours long already. So that is another thing I got to work on. Okay. And a part of the home management is meal prep. I just bought a huge freezer, which I'm so excited, and it's empty right now, and it needs to be filled. So guess what that means? Freezer meal content coming up. What? Freezer meal life. I'm gonna do a whole video. I've talked about it. If you've been following me for a while, you know I'm always talking about meal planning and meal planning and meal prepping. I have a whole planner that I sell on Amazon as well that's about meal planning. So I love meal planning. It changes your life. It's what it's at. So I'm really excited to have this freezer. I don't know if you noticed, but I am. So I'm planning on making sure that that's a priority, of course. And but not least, like I mentioned before, declutter, organizing, deep cleaning. I've already recorded some videos where I've did my room, the kids' room, the bathroom, the hallway, the downstairs closet, and I'm in the midst, not as of today, but I'm also recording the garage and doing a shed to organize some of that. Those are going to be the first videos of the series of organizing the house, so be aware of that. Like I said, you do not overdo these goals. I have broken it down. Everything that I mentioned, I am going to do it over a 6 month period, and in that 6 months I have broken it down into 2 phases. Phase 1, it's going to be mainly focusing on home management and self-care. And then with phase 2 coming in for the next 12 weeks, where I will then now just focusing on the financial management, with continuing of what I was doing in phase 1 with home management. By that time, I should just be strictly maintaining and just strictly just already implementing what I was been doing for the previous. In both of those phases, I do for the family time, I have a vacation coming up in phase 1, and then I have a vacation upcoming in phase 2 as well. So I'm able to implement everything that I want to do in both phases, but more focusing on what each one has its own little thing that I'm focusing on, so therefore I don't overwhelm myself. So let's break this down. Like I've said before in my strategy, everything that I mentioned, I'm giving myself 6 months to do. So that's how I'm going to break it out. But I also breaking it down, not in just to that, but monthly and daily goals. In fact, I have a thing called my daily non-negotiables. Those are things that I do, little things that I do every single day that helps me to get to my bigger goal. Like, I plan on every day making sure that I have a morning prayer, an affirmation. I'm doing my skincare, making sure that I'm combining some of my goals, like prime example for my exercise. Maybe instead of me driving the kids to school, I walk the kids to school. So therefore, I'm doing my health goals, but I'm also doing my family goals because I'm doing quality time, and I'm getting the kids to school, which is a family which is a whole bunch of goals in one. So I'm doing stuff like that. So if I'm able to combine them, then I'll do so. Another thing that I'm using that helps me is my planners that I also sell on Amazon. You can check those out. But I love to do my weekly plan, monthly planning, mainly weekly planning, just to make sure that every week I'm doing something, very much something that's helping me to get closer to what it is that I'm doing, like a monthly, figure out what I would like to do for the month, but weekly making sure that I'm accomplishing those goals. I'm using my Google Calendar. I'm a type of person that I forget very easily, so I use my Google Calendar to remind me of some of my daily non-negotiables, especially if I have a specific time that I need. So I use my Google Calendar for that, and for, doctor's appointments and other things that I need to do. And I also use my vision board, and I also print out my non-negotiables, and I sit next to my bed. I have what I look at every day. I have some of my favorite scriptures that I print out, and I also have my 6-month goals that I print out too. All of those are in where I'm able to look at them, see them, read them, and just feel inspired by them. I am so excited about this journey, and I'm going to be doing videos on a monthly basis just to give you guys an update on my goals, what am I accomplished, what's working, what's not working, and just kind of give you guys an update. In addition, I just said for the first 30 days, I am going to be vlogging daily just to get myself back into the hang of vlogging. I haven't been really creating content, and I'm so here and there, and I also need the accountability to make sure that I'm walking daily, at least to get that task out the way. So make sure you guys are following me here. And be on the lookout. I have home management videos coming up. That's the first series as far as me cleaning my home. I've already those videos already been recorded. So those are going to be being posted in between my daily vlogging this month, and continuous home management videos is pretty much just going to take me out for the rest of the year, because I have a lot of things in this house that I need to get in order. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope this video does encourage you. I do want to leave you guys with motivation and let you go. It doesn't matter how many times you have failed, how many times you get knocked down, how many times whatever. Do know that you can always get back up again. And I hope and pray that you continue to stay on your journey, continue to move, continue to do you. Make sure you guys leave a heart emoji in the comment section. I catch you guys in my next video. And as always, guys, God bless. Mwah, love you.